Come back to Saeed Sports Arena. Be sure to hit a like, comment and subscribe if you can. Let's get straight into this. Chelsea versus Port Vale, 7-0 victory in the FA Cup quarterfinals at Stamford Bridge. Coming into this game, Chelsea have been all over the media. We've been all over Twitter. We've been all over Sky Sports. But guess what? It's all been for the wrong reasons. It began with Enzo Fernandez talking about some of the best opponents that he played against at Chelsea. And he, of course, included the likes of Luka Modric and especially Toni Kroos. Now, that itself raised a few eyebrows. But then he went further on that stream. And then when he was asked about where he'd like to live aside from London, guess where he said? Bingo. Yes, you're right. Madrid. He added the fact that it reminds him the most of Buenos Aires in Argentina, where he's from. The food, the people, etc. And that's just openly flirting with a Real Madrid move. He was practically twerking for Real Madrid at that point. Then when you think it's over, Marc Cucurella speaks out as well. Cucurella said that the squad has a strong core but lacks what's needed to compete for major honours like the Premier League and the Champions League. He suggested that focusing solely on signing young players could make things more difficult. He doubled down by referencing Enzo Maresca's departure, saying it had a big impact and that in his view, it wasn't the right decision, openly questioning the club's leadership and timing. And then we think that we can catch a break, but the situation with Enzo Fernandez escalated. Liam Rosenior responded by banning Enzo Fernandez for 2 games. He made it clear that Enzo Fernandez will not be available. Essentially, he's banished against Port Vale and Manchester City, stating that the club feels disrespected and that a line was crossed. So yeah, bruv, we thought that we could chill out on the international break, but that was not the case. We just had noise upon noise. The fact that the last time that we played, we got battered at the Hill Dickinson against Everton 3-0, and before that we got smacked by PSG 8-2. I think we conceded I'm not entirely sure, but I think in the last 4 games before Port Vale, we conceded 12 and scored 2. So all things considered, we needed a response against Port Vale. And not just any response, an emphatic response. And that is exactly what happened today. 7 goals scored. I believe it was 7 different goal scorers as well. The goals were shared out. We scored early doors with Gerard Hato. And then João Pedro, with an assist from Pedro Neto, doubles our lead. Going into the first half, we were already 3-0 up. So I was very proud of the boys. I was very proud of the mature response that we gave. Of course, it was a great first half of football. And Cole Palmer surprised me the most because there was questions about who was going to wear the armband. Of course, with Trevor Chalobah not being there, Reece James being out, and Enzo Fernandez being banished, it was Cole Palmer's turn to step up and wear the armband in this FA Cup quarterfinals. And I think that he done well as our captain today. I have to admit, he kept the ball moving. He got the ball to people's feet early. You know, he was being positive. You know, he was sharing the ball. He wasn't holding on for too long. And I was pretty impressed. And then when the second half rolls around, you'd expect us to take our foot off the gas a bit, maybe make some changes, you know, just keep the ball moving. But no, we were actually hungry. We wanted to get more goals, which I was impressed by. And by the 57th minute, Uncle Tosin, yes, Tosin flat foot Adarabioyo scores. And yeah, he makes it 4-0. And it was a great assist by Malo Gusto. And I have to admit, yeah, I was watching France in the international break and I was very impressed by Malo Gusto. Like, Malo Gusto has been very good in this international break, and he's brung his form back into this game. And the young boy Esteval was the one that I was most happy to see today. Of course, Esteval hasn't been available too much in our last few fixtures. He's been dealing with injuries, you know, he's had setbacks. But boy, today he looked sharp. Like, he was very direct. He played off the left in the first half, which I don't like Esteval playing off the left. I like Esteval playing off the right, where he can cut in, where he can be a threat. Like the same way that he was such a threat against Barcelona is when he was playing off the right. You know, the goal that he scored against Crystal Palace, he got it because he was playing off the right. I remember the assist that he got in the first game, I think it was one of the first few games of the season against West Ham. It was off the right. You know, when he was playing against Liverpool and he came off the bench and done an absolute mad thing, he was off the right. I hate putting him off the left because you're just zapping his creativity. I'd much rather you put Pedro Neto off the left because Pedro Neto, unfortunately, he just doesn't have that wow factor in the final third. He doesn't have that, you know, that brilliance that Esteval brings to the table. That brilliance is what he brought today. You know, when you watch Esteval play, you just enjoy it. Like, he hit the bar twice today. You know, he got his goal, which he very much deserved. He got an assist as well, and all round good performance. Happy for Alejandro Garnacho scoring his penalty that he won, and Romeo Lavia. I am so happy to see this guy in the midfield. I'm so happy to see this guy getting a run around, because I think that one of the main things that hurt us this season is not having Romeo Lavia fit, because when Romeo Lavia is fit, we are a much better side. All of that being said, I'm not going to get carried away, because shall I tell you why? This is a game that you should win, and if you do not win against Port Vale, you should be docked 1 month's worth of pay. And I'm not joking. Do you know why? Because if you look at the league table in League One, Port Vale are they're 24th. Okay? They're 24th. They're practically a League Two side. Okay? They're that bad. If you did not win this game, and you did not win it emphatically, a lot of Chelsea fans would have raised eyebrows. The fact that we've won 7-0 is just a job done. It's just like you clocked into your 9 to 5. Like, you shouldn't be getting heaps and heaps of praise. You know, I'm very happy that we scored 7 goals. I'm very happy that we kept a clean sheet. But I'm not going to go over the top with the praise, because this is something that we should be doing. Like, this isn't even the bare minimum. It's lower than that. Moving on to the league, we've got Manchester City coming up next. And boy, I watched Manchester City in the last 2 games. They look like they look like they've arrived now. Like, this looks like that front 5, especially with Rodri, Bernardo Silva, Shirky in the 10, Doku off the left, Semenyo off the right, Haaland up top. Haaland scored 3 goals today against Liverpool. Like, Liverpool were in that game, but after that penalty, Manchester City just dog-walked them. And the same way that they dog-walked Arsenal in the League Cup final. I know a lot of people might want to lose that game. I'm going to be honest, a lot of Chelsea fans would want to lose that game, because it means that, you know, City still have a chance of winning the title. But I think that we should worry about our own house before we start worrying about our neighbours. A wise man worries about his own household, not his neighbour's household. You know what I mean? He worries about his own household first. And we need all 3 points, because our schedule is brutal. It's absolutely brutal. Of course, we've got Spurs, we've got Manchester United and Manchester City at home, Brighton away, Liverpool away, and Sunderland away. We've literally done it to ourselves. I said it a long time ago. Like, our run in towards the end of the season is going to be crazy, and if we don't get points early, we could be in a position where we're not getting Champions League football, and here we are. So we have to win against Manchester City, and we have to win against Manchester United. That will give the club such a morale boost that we need so desperately. And now let's talk about the FA Cup. What is our chances of winning the FA Cup? I think we can win it. I'd be lying. I think we can. It's a possibility. It's not impossible. Even though I do think that Liam Rosenior is tactically inept, and every time he comes up against a big challenge, he fails. Do I think that we can win it? Possibly, yeah. There's no saying that we can't, especially if we get the good side of the draw. We could get to the final, and the final's a one-off game. You know, our Wembley record is atrocious. The last time we won at Wembley was 2018. Eden Hazard scoring 1-0 against Manchester United, Jose Mourinho's Manchester United, where they got 81 points. That was the last time. It feels like a century ago. The last 6 finals at Wembley, we've lost. And oh my God, I want to win a domestic trophy so badly. Like, I haven't won it in so long. It's going to be a mountain to climb, but it's just 2 games. You never know if we can put in a performance like we've done in the past. Maybe we win this trophy. I'm not going to say that we can't. That's it for today, boys. Please make sure that you drop a like, comment, and subscribe and support your boy. I'll be doing content far more frequently now. I was in a tough space before where I couldn't. But yeah, please show me some love, show me some support, and yeah, on to Manchester City.